good lawyer. If you're with me, you go back home to your family house. So, the document always teaches about the 7 streams of income. I think you need to listen to that. Come on. A payslip, a salary, by definition, my definition, it's someone's estimation of your value. Wow. A salary, it's someone's estimation of your value. In other words, they've sat down, they've looked at you, and they're like, 400. When the number is 130, all right, not under 20, she's over 400. It gives you an idea of how much your day is worth. You work 8 hours. Put that over 8, it gives you an indication of how much your hour is worth. But what talking about value here, guys, we need to get into the discomfort zone, and that's the discomfort zone where we decide and we discover we need to be serious. Why? Because, no offense, you are where you are right now because of the thinking that you've gathered over a process of time. Hello? Let's keep you a bit offensive. You are not where you are because of the devil. Because Solomon and that as a man thinks, so he is. Hello? As a man thinks. So you are staying where you are because of your thinking up to now. So if you want to change from where you are to go somewhere better, it means you need to change your thinking. But people were changing the wrong things. We're changing nonsense. Hello? We're changing the wrong things. We're changing WhatsApp groups. We're changing the wrong things. We're changing Gogara. We're changing the wrong things to change our end. Change your thinking. I know I'm not I won't be offensive today, but I want to change your Brazilian. So we need to change our thinking. Yes. So this is one of the things we want to focus, because there is no success without a new mindset. I don't see the whole night I'm doing what I'm doing already. And then when I move to Ghana, Nigeria, that's all I know. And that's why. No. But this statement, that's nothing but pencils in the hands of the Creator. I really think it summarizes me as well. That is just the grace of God that is seen us here. There's a guy called William Howard. He says the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. And I pray I'm going to be a great teacher to you tonight. A bit of me, I've been in mathematics at O level. I've got a C accounts O level. I've got a C English O level. I've got another C English A level. University communication skills, I've read 3rd class. I've written 14 books in English. I speak in English. You are where you are because of your thinking. Yes, the main thing, so it is. Anyway, you don't need to make it a man. Do the business one and a half year boss, the owner and managing the Rega Summit. Do the one business, one. So, I want to correct the thinking that you need even better qualifications. No, you need to be serious. That's why I hear one of the most dangerous and one of the most abused statements, that I don't have capital. There's nothing like that. You are capital. Right, you need to move. I enjoy some statements which make sense. But this is one of the statements I was reading today. St. Francis of Assisi, because when I wonder, we think we need money to start a business. You don't need money to start a business. You need an idea. You don't need money to start a business. And this is what St. Francis of Assisi says: start by doing what is necessary. Then do what's possible. And suddenly you find yourself doing the impossible. I started writing a book. This is not publishing my books without even knowing I can make money from it. I started speaking not knowing I can actually be paid. When I'm on life, and for us not for it, the middle presentation, oh, okay. Want you to come and speak grace? What? No, I never slept for Johnny Mariango. Secondly, so okay. They asked me a very important question. They asked me, how much do you charge? Yeah. Charge! And that's when I realized, okay, I can actually be paid for sharing wisdom.
Right.
Now, teacher we told you about that. Teacher we the Mexico is not charged you are but out of Badara, if I tell you about that, the money came here. What of that is to move it here, the boss of us, 2 hours, 1 week, I don't talk about Abnaman, was a knocker. I don't pay that Badara, enjoy himself. That's how simple it is to make money. Business is being paid to do what you enjoy. And entrepreneurship by definition, this is what they're not teaching people. Entrepreneurship by definition is the art of taking money from people without people complaining. That's entrepreneurship. It's the art of taking money from people without people complaining. The question is, no business. Because if people are not complaining, that's entrepreneurship. You come to run a put it called armed robbery. Are you with me? You come to Juta, next week, that's called fraud. You can Torah, that's called theft. And if you take money from people without people complaining, that's called entrepreneurship. So, are you telling me, without them complaining? Because no, economic no choose a phone. What is my MARARA? I should tell my without anyone complaining. In fact, we're not complaining, need to get owner. So we don't have a reason for not being successful. And this statement makes a lot of sense to me. Adversity causes some men to break and other men to break records. That's why it's not a defense to say the economy is not functioning. In fact, for the economy to function, it's two ways to function. How can the economy function on around 9-10 hours? We didn't even qualify. And we're not asking why didn't we qualify. And we're not even saying, guys, until we qualify, in fact, people were angry. So adversity, it causes other men to break and others to break records. Meaning this is the right environment to develop good businesses. Where people are crying, that's an opportunity for business.
That's it.
In fact, why? Because standard procedure, why they ask you to fill a copy is so that they can charge proper mileage. The next thing is normally police to establish whether or not you have a relationship. No, okay, it's not charge a Maria card. Because our relationship has to be commercial. One account at a commercial relationship in so one is doing one commercial relationship. You know, and at what pace are you taking the money? So you need to take money, and you need to take it fast, and you need to take it large scale. Hello? I think the principle of money. Take it fast. You know, there's an twice. The next thing, take it large scale. Meaning, can only subscriber base on 8 million, around 8 million. They never know what hit them. That's money. That's business. How do you take it? Provide answers. You see, these are the things when I want to know the routines like I receive. We should not think I'm Mbura. Is mratiza wanda vitu ngashtareni kuti mvura ichinji nyika ati irigete nyika.
I like it.
You see, Zimbabwe, what we need is more teaching and less of the message and deliverance. Because what many people need is not even deliverance, it's discipline. Even, Utamra 500, Ukarame 400, you want to pay Mariango on Satan. Devil is a liar. Even, I lie, I don't have Kana. But what on your faith? Yet the Lord to provide what spirit much. The next thing, I need breakthrough. Yeah, I need jet cancellation. Cancellation. So you see, this is what we need. The right information. And business requires a greater level of innovation. I like that guy, Richard Ian Buckminster. He says you never cause change. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model, which renders the existing obsolete. My politicians, they as well, almost strategy. But how do you do it? In no advice. Build a new model, which renders the existing obsolete. In other words, fight a mbudzi. Create a phone in mbudzi obsolete. And this is what I'm always telling people. Business is about developing this. New models, which renders existing models obsolete. You know, apana mnangambo kwanza visema visera. And bit by bit or not in a jam sorry each. You know, so clean ahead. Clean ahead. Munagona makura get a video tip sure. Ni umwe size. And this is one of the things I want you to realize about business. Business is about driving people out of business. Okay. Bear this in mind. Business is about driving people out of business. In other words, if you're not growing yourself, someone will drive you out of business. I'll tell you a story, practical story of gas. Kudara, they used to say over a century of caring. Maybe they have taken like per century, then caring. But then a 16-year-old baby came into the picture and they showed him with a blue car. Yes. So, and within a short space of time, within 16 years, a 100-year-old dude, man, has been overtaken by a teenager. Why? Because somebody built a model which rendered the existing technically obsolete. That's why your focus in business should never be to fight competition, is to make competition irrelevant. You see, shop one iPod, iTunes. Why? Because somebody model my CD, to surprise, will make them affordable. Hey, chichi. One day there's a model where you don't even need to leave your room just to go on the internet. My bundles are options about WhatsApp, you can use them to buy. There's one. When it up, they say one, you see the things are this is not so one song. So you see, in Zimbabwe, the problem for musicians is never piracy, it's lack of thinking. Why are we fighting piracy? We're fighting the wrong thing. Render piracy irrelevant. Period. And the next thing, when it's irrelevant, it doesn't make sense for anyone to stop their car and to buy a pirated disc. So you see, business is driving people out of business. That's why in language here, monopoly, oligopoly, and all the poly. Are you with me? Yeah. No language yacho. And that's why there's so much cry about unfair competition, competition. There's so much talk about protection. You don't need to be protected, you need to be creative. Guys, no offense. Do you know, in Zimbabwe, we want to bake so much on statutory instruments. Why in the first place didn't we plug that? We don't need a statutory instrument, we need to raise the level. Such that we run away the options, is this really necessary? Yeah. Simple. But you see, the moment you need statutory intervention, no, don't buy that. I should. It's a business opportunity. Guys, I believe it's very easy to make money and very difficult not to make it. Can I go to do you boy any group? I will not my and I will copy a lift. What about a few? No, it's somebody. What about a few? Guys, I want to give you some keys. And it's not about igniting success. But the first principle there is the power of desire. They are here because of desire. Because someone is actually watching soccer and they have no control over the outcome. I didn't do my calculations, but the last time with the World Cup, my mathematics showed that you needed at least four full days for you to watch the World Cup. What about TV? 4 more days. That was before I expanded. So, Kalashona my matches, including my delays, you need to budget 4 more 24-hour days. What about TV? We're not even counting time here, your preview, match analysis, post-match analysis. It's not the outcome. We're not even counting that. And those who watch Super Sport, they've actually created a specialized channel for Bora. Because one of Turachi, Mari. Do you know when you're watching TV, someone out to Ramari? We should have to run it HD much, high definition. Desire by definition is craving enough to make sacrifices for. I'll tell you one thing. If you don't want to change, Chirotika always speak again say Munum, I'll change. Almost all right, but I have food is all powerful. Iwe. Me not food is all powerful. Iwe boy away for you. Yeah, no chicha have children, right? Iwe don't watch pizza much. So, if you want to grow, it has to start from the inside. I want to change. You see, when I can't go to animate a feeder, what's it? I'm going to touch the light. No, only there are people who are content. But people who are hungry are not going to have options. I know that food. I always illustrate the principle of desire by this story. Do you know what I'm going to manya? Mom of those stories. I got Zinkirwa Nimbo. But do you know, it's can't change the subject still beside what you say, Shumba. Your speed will radically and dramatically change, such that you will even be outpaced. Why? Because quite a desire to live. So you find what chases you often determines the speed with which you run. You see, many of us were not performing the level we're supposed to be performing. We're so casual because we don't have anything chasing us. A cleaner that sense. There's a story which was told of a guy in Gomba. They tried everything to get him out. When they said, let's go and get a rope from a nearby village. They got the rope. When they got the rope, and they wondered, I see the importance of desire. You don't need anybody to push you. Guys, you don't need anyone to push you to wait. Sure. Desire. How badly do you want this? Guys, I wanted to turn around my life so badly. I lost my father when I was 18. I thank God for a mother. She's been a blessing to my life. But I realized it took on that I feel I was thinking, and let me help you. In Zimbabwe, I don't know, give people this wrong idea on we need to turn around our lives. I've shown you my grades, but the desire to change my life changed my life. Now I speak in correct English. Now I can talk in English. Now I get paid, I charge in English. Guys, ukashaya desire, unotenda Mwari nemari $300. Unotenda Mwari ne$300 chiro zvekutokwana. Iwe, haisi testimony iyoyo. No, it's kukuza ikoko. Iwe, you don't need to adjust your life to mediocrity. Challenge yourself. I can do more, I can do better. That's how you change your life. That's how you grow your life. But you don't grow your life by tolerating mediocrity. Something on the inside of you. What's chasing you? Have goals. It's not a rusarara. Give me. You're dangerous. Then what? Desire is what pushes you. I want my life to be better. I want my business to be better. I want my story to be better. Something has to change. That's why you can take a donkey to the river, but you can't force it to drink water. And this is the point. You'll never change anything that you tolerate. You never. That's why, there's so much talk of Massimo was nonsense, whatever. When I was this one, I was like, I'm this officer. Because it makes sense. Desire. The next principle, not my basic principle, just something that I'm charge up. And that's it was not that's all. The next principle is the power of decision. The quality of your decisions determines the quality of business you run. And your way you are because of two things. Number one, the choices that you've made and the habits that you've developed. And your life is run by habits. Do you know when you're wearing your shoes, there's a side around time African opposite? You know it? Yes. And did you know you don't actually think before you wear your shoes? It happens automatically. There's a particular side of you can actually tell in the right. Habits. One is a phone by charger. First thing when you move about a phone, I'm not messaging. Habits. Yeah? I like that. But do you know, making money can also become a habit? All right. Do you know excellence can become a habit? Yes. Do you know being serious with your life can also become a habit? But it's not the decision. One of the things that I want to help you on decisions is you need to make a choice to stop doing what is easy. Why? Because you do not grow your life, you don't grow your business by doing what is easy. You grow your life, you grow your business by doing what is hard. The problem with many of us, we want things that we do effortlessly. We want things we do without putting in much commitment. If you do what everyone is doing, you get what everyone is getting. Yes. You need to make a decision to do things differently. There's a story I am sharing with people, and this is the story I'm writing on an article after I talked to somebody. And I'm talking about my ebooks, not wearing that. And when I'm 2 months later, wearing a one day and no change, why it is hard. Do you know the thing that you find hard to do, that's the thing that will change your life. Guys, it's easy to watch soccer. Are you with me? Hello? It's easy to watch soccer. It's easy to follow a TV. In fact, you don't need to work hard. Just put drama. Just TV, they're so faithful. Who are working about drama? One time I want to make an envelope. With the language, Mary. I want to make use greetings here. Come to be the other person. In 1962, John F. Kennedy was elected, I think earlier. He's elected during the time of the Cold War, Russia, America. But this time they were now fighting at a different level, space. So earlier on, Russia had put in artificial satellites. And it was putting pressure on America, guys, through Sahara. And they realized that they could actually be in trouble if they don't do something. And now, John F. Kennedy consults one of the guys, say, guys, what do we do? And the guy says, orbiting the moon to Makwara, like going around. But this is what I think we should do. Let's land the person on the moon. 1962. I want you to look at this. 1962, this is just 3 years before UDI. Are you getting it? 1962, this is just 2 years before Zambia and Malawi became independent. And some people were already thinking about going to the moon. 1962, some people were already planning on way to the moon. In Zimbabwe, 2018, we're talking about establishing a geo-satellite, whatever, station in Zimbabwe. You see, this is the reason why we need more and more conferences like this. Because in 2018, we can't be making a spike. You can't. Because in 1962, when some people were planning rockets, hello? You see why? We need to challenge our thinking. Yes. So he consults the two, 1962. And September 1962, speaking at the Rice University, he gives a statement, a speech, addressing over 40,000 people. He says, we must commit before the end of this decade to send the person to the moon and to return him back alive. 1962, a challenge. Had they done it before? No. Was it easy? No. But this is what he says further on. He says, we choose to go to the moon in this decade, land a person on the moon, and do so many other things. Not because they are easy. This is a quote. But because it's hard. You see, so why they decided to go, it's not because it's easy. No, it's not. That's why people are not doing it. But we're doing it because it's hard. Meaning you need to shift your life from the level where you do what is easy, where you do what is normal, shift your level to the abnormal zone, where you start doing what people are running away from. And interestingly, they were forced to even expand their own capacity. Now those who follow space news, those who don't think my story is boring or think it's boring, they're actually able to watch satellite TV because of this. That's how we get satellites, because of this space technology, which these guys were talking in 1962. And right now, to send a satellite, you need about $8 million. This is the level where other people are by a changed mindset. But interestingly, 7 years later, 1969, a guy called Neil Armstrong lands on the moon. 1969. And he says, one small step for man, one huge leap for mankind. But I want you to know something very interesting. They managed to send a person to the moon and return him back alive using an IBM machine with only 65 kilobytes memory size. KB. Those who wonder the distance between the moon and Earth is 383,000 kilometers. With a memory size of 65 KB, and those who want to know what it means your flash stick is 1,000 times or more, even powerful than that computer. Which means Kambudzi is 500 times or more powerful than that computer, which was used by NASA to send a person to the moon and return him back alive 383,000 kilometers. Which means if I'm talking about a smartphone, it's a changer. That's why you can't have a smartphone and Oshanda WhatsApp chat. You are abusing it. One way, wakashandisa a pocket size, no size, a computer, pocket size calculator. They used it to power an entire rocket and return men alive. But I want you to realize the power of committing to making decisions that you are not going to do what is easy. Go an extra mile. Develop yourself, research more. How do I grow? but that's the power of decisions. If you want to see where your business and where your life is going, look at the applications on your phone. Show better Picasa, Pinterest, Instagram. You know, teaching where? Share it. You see, this is why you need to review the quality of the applications on your phone. If you're on Twitter, what do you follow? Sure, I don't follow Jay-Z much. At Twitter. Maybe Prince were much. You know, some global where. You see, I deliberately follow some very interesting people on Twitter. I get very good articles. Very good articles, yes, sir. Look at I can read the other one, I can repackage this. I can get paid for it. Do you know, Zimbabwe, at such a level, also we need to think much. We simply need to copy much. Are we with me? Teaching about level, a copy and paste. Now, I was in South Africa. Buying a meal, we went to Nando's, drive-through, Baba. And I'm like, what? Nando's, drive-through. This was a shungu to our Baba, drive-through. I'm like, guys, just go back. Imagine, what else? We know bars. We know pass out. We know chagas. We go back. We don't do a selfie, a proper picture. I wish you knew what I do. I go into bookshops. We don't think about books. Of course, I buy books. But I don't want to book. You know, so Apple. Someone will pay me. You see, if your decisions are not bringing you money, they're going to bleed you money. And one of the things you need to realize and understand is if you're not taking money from someone, if you're not planning on taking money from someone, someone is planning on how to take money from you. You see, the World Cup on Rwanda, we love it so much, but we don't actually understand the cost at which we have a TV baby. If you only understand what would marry, could you question you? That's when you realize, no. It's only a few on a border. Couldn't team again is on ground. You thought marry. But we don't know border. If you know, why should I border about with a BP? But can you have a betting city get out of my show? I thought you guys were very crazy. No, I think what I don't like soccer. I don't. So and I'm going to borrow it. Miss a match. I can't. But I'm just going to miss it. I don't know the problem. Why? Because as long as it becomes an addiction and trouble, as long as they're willing to miss a service, both name match, you're a danger to society. What I want to, you wait for final. No, speaking of men's conference, I'm going to borrow it fixed. I'm not going to ask you to this guy to give you. He said, no. So I told them clearly, guys, it's super rich. Hey, so the quality of decisions has to change. Number one, decide to associate yourself with the right people. You don't surround yourself no like a broker, no offense. Surround yourself with people who are talking progress. Do you know, if you surround yourself with broke people with business which are stuck, you end up thinking it's normal to be stuck. Surround yourself with people who talk big numbers. That's why some of us, we can't even charge. $15. Anyway, are you sure $15? Because your system has been so defective, such that you can't even recognize value. You see, once you surround yourself with the right people, your thinking changes. Your language changes. Because alternatively, you surround yourself. I don't want to know group of so. I don't have analysis of super. I don't want to do analysis. Decisions. Choose the right people. Choose people of value. Choose people who are dreamers. Choose people who talk ideas and not people. Statement and Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook with his friend, Bill Gates, Microsoft, and your friends. Because if you're not talking business, what are you talking about? You see, right now, this is the time when people are wasting time. Hey, waste that time. Now, one knows that I was a prophet. So why are you doing that? Not even a big one. Why are you doing that? Even guys, to be honest, I told that time you come in. Why? Because whoever wins, let me help you. I said whoever wins. I change my hours. Asuzochinja ma-hours arikona TV, asuzochinja magumbezi arikushandisa, asuzochinja ma-friends arikutamba navasi serious. Decisions. Start focusing on what is within your control. Sure, unorara usina kuverenga one kana idea yebusiness zvayo. How do you grow? On Facebook, unojera magroup once zvinoitika mudzimba iwe. How do you grow your business? Hey, what is one of the how do you grow your business? If you're joining WhatsApp groups, join groups that speak business. Join my group and post about you know, we've got so many people are obsessed in social media. Yeah. And remember this, if you're not careful, someone's vision will ensure that you miss your own. Yeah. The founder of WhatsApp got $19 billion from Facebook. He's a billionaire, co-founders too. But there's somebody who don't even know the founder of WhatsApp, who is obsessed in WhatsApp. And the achievement, no offense to all that means, is he's been a good admin. 2018, I got functional WhatsApp groups. It's the achievement. There is a new massive. So you see, these guys are so serious. They want to ensure that you don't feel good to your idol. So they call you a good name, admin. Look at your decisions. So decide quality people. Guys, there's something called discrimination. I'll be very honest with you. It's positive discrimination. Well, positive discrimination. It's not everyone who is doing your number. Hello? Guys, in the markets, I'm so sorry. I'm email dance through email. Business, guys. Because can watch a conversation, you should also be able to assess the type of business you want to order. Because you want to send them orders. But don't want Ababaga, you WhatsApp group. If you want to check the quality of your associations, Chimbofunga on how to raise 10,000. Pinafon Magono to bless it. 10,000. What about 10,000? 1,000. And if you want to establish a multi-million-dollar business, start having multi-millionaires in your fund. You see, one of the things you need to do is to disrupt your way of thinking. But how do you do it? You remove people and add people. Remove one has no value. Add one has value. Start going to my conferences like this. Guys, I'll be very honest with you. God is not going to do for you what you're supposed to do as a person. What does God say? Kuna wamwana wanotyisa hana dhari. Anizwa? Anotyisa dhari chaivo. Oro wamwe anotyisa anonyora maBible verse mudhari. Uko vamwe vanotyisa anokundura mapepa odambura mapepa obva mudhari. Anyway, how are you planning your life? How do you plan and schedule meetings? You see, decisions. You are where you are because of the quality of decisions. If you want to change the trajectory of your business, you want to change the trajectory of your life, change the quality of your decisions. Attend my business meetings. Pay it once foot. You know, on one day, I do it, but that's I didn't know it was home. Satari must do very good. So, Omega, I remember so there was zero. I should tell you of honor zero. Almost $30. To change one's free offering child, can have $5 a hoodie. You think we're in rich teach? I don't know night prayer, I don't know night geek. How do you change your life? Guys, for Zimbabwe to change, we need to improve the quality of our decisions as a nation. That's what we need. Kuti, I see, I want to write a first degree. I don't think. Stretch your minds. Read. Decisions. The Taoist. Number 3, direction. Where direction is not known, speed is irrelevant. Mabofunga kuti munhu akaenda pambari onzi ndoda bhazi, ndoda bhazi ozoenda kukunzi chiro, anobatsirikei munei? Kana kuti airport ozoenda kukunzi pane ndege kusunga. You know, we want to know destination. Which direction are you headed? Yet this is what people are doing. And that's why Solomon says, where there is no vision, people perish. Where there is no vision, people don't let go of television. Do you know, a television is someone's vision. But that same vision, you have to have someone actually miss on his vision. But it's my vision. If it's a TV, they're over TV. You're so you keep on musical box your value. The next thing, you're going to the colors on the marry. Everything was black and white. Gare, should I get some kids on Thursday? Hey, or I guess I'm not TV, you'd be humble enough to borrow. Most any piece of Monokumira next. You don't want to TV, most Gezama Kumosachi carpet. Vision. Do you know, a certain farmer and a certain lawyer in 1915 in South Africa, they sat down, they decided to come up with a media business. And that was involved in the publishing of a newspaper. And later on in the 1990s, they decided to start a TV, which was called Mnet. And this became the birth of Yedi's TV, back in 1915. 1915. Go to their website, NASCO's group. They write entrepreneur since 1915, a farmer and a lawyer. Now this TV from Africa is going everywhere. And now, why do we go together? And remember what I was saying with business about driving people out of business. You see, Kwesa is a very good TV. I don't know about sport. I was watching my rights. I was watching Amazon Fundachi. Bora. Look at that. So now they're doing a very phenomenal job. But you see, Kwesa realizes if we don't show the World Cup, we'll be in trouble. Next thing is, no. You can watch it on Netflix. You can watch it on what you call it? On Kwesa. That's wisdom. Because if you don't do that, someone will drive you out of business. Simple. You see, now we've got a problem in Zimbabwe. No offense. National airline. You see, in all the and I'm like, guys, do you know someone will be doing a lot of business? Simple. So now they're protecting it. But of course, we don't even need that protection. We simply need to expose people. So realize, guys, where are you going with your life? Where are you going? You see, the way you WhatsApp is actually an indicator of your direction. If you want to see what way, there's some amount of time, what we is. Someone was asking me how to balance what you do. The answer is very simple. If you love something, you create time for it. Why? Because we are neighbor very busy, what do you want to be time? So if you love something, you create time for it. If you love your business, you create time for it. If you love your family, you create time for it. Yeah, that time you're going an where you don't love it. If you love it, you create time for it. Are you telling me on it's not going to borrow as a busy? You're busy, no one needs a one of it. It's not this. I have a TV. I've got a remote. I've got a just. Who don't know? Where are you going with your life? What's the direction? Remember, where direction is unknown, speed is irrelevant. Yet society places emphasis on speed. Do you know, as long as you know where you're going, you're going to 10 kilometers. But you can be fast going nowhere. Where are we going? You see, one of the things you're going to make some income, no, I think I'm going to profit. One of the things you're frustrated and show with you, all right, so what your professions, you're going places outside of the group. I'm not in that direction, that profess. I see you rising. Hey, that's not a profess, that's a statement directly. So I see you rising. I know my statements are not going to lose I'm rising. I'm rising. I'm rising. I'm going places. I'm unstoppable. Those are my affirmations. Quit to me, I'm rising. And they do who's ones I'm rising. I know it. Hello? I don't need to be told you're going places. No, please, you can tell me. I know it. That's why I don't get excited. I don't need to. Even don't want to put it on. I mean, you cup of poopy in the moment. No, there is. It's me. You can't stop us. What you have a poopy. That's why I said we don't change the economy now with water. We don't change the economy. We don't increase the GDP now with water. Do the one. The nations are netted water can around the economy. Then they go. Can do talk about Nigeria church was from few church akuna, but they are the producers, the oil. That dimension of akuna direction. How can the largest oil producer in the world fail to make their own fuel? You have to wait for somebody to process it for you, and you buy it. Yet no more than guys, we need to be serious. We need to be serious. We need to ask ourselves as individuals, as nations, where are we going? Why? Because the economy grows when you grow. The economy develops when you develop. Where are we going? Direction. If Solomon says, where there's no vision, perish, it means where there's vision, people flourish. You need to have your vision statement. You need to have a vision statement. Have your mission statement. Write it down somewhere. That is to remind you. You see, if you don't have a sense of direction, no farmers is in life. Could not be lifeless. No, not lifeless. You think I want to farm so house you are good zoka and we end You see, the solution to poverty is not money. The solution to poverty is to correct a way of thinking. That's why you can give people money, but the next day, why? Because apana a sense of direction. You see, if you lack direction, even if you're gifted, you'll be broke. That's why there are broke celebrities in Zimbabwe. Hello? Yes. I don't follow. It's my drivers about Twitter treasure. You buy Instagram, nonsense. What is the video? Not nonsense. Guys, direction. I was talking alone about Manchimiro. In 1903, the Wright brothers successfully fly what they called an aeroplane. But 10 years later, a guy who was not even an aircraft engineer, not even an engineer, a boat manufacturer called Bill Boeing bought a second-hand aircraft, dismantled it, started making, oh, this is my one-hour aeroplane again. He bought a second-hand aircraft. Second-hand. Dismantled it, started making his. That became the birth of Boeing, the one we use today. 10 years, just 10 years difference between inventing and someone realizing an opportunity. And on our right, why does a bus school? Meaning, you can be gifted, but if you lack direction, you are actually creating a ground for other people to make money through your ideas. And last year, Boeing, I was reading somewhere where they said they made $93 billion profit. And you know when Boeing made a lot of money? World War I. One question of today, did you argue? Business. Hey, what do I eat? What put in my bullets? Do you know, when I look at that put, the last thing they want to hear is a peace treaty. Peace. It's a disaster, actually. This is fire. You can't afford a ceasefire. Oh, that's disturbing news. So you see, crisis is money. You monetize crisis. Do you know, those who like fashion, there's a guy called Hugo Boss. One of the Hugo Boss. Do you know, he made money from out of Italy. He was the official tailor word of Italy. I got the most uniform bigger. No, it's a man. I know, I'm not saying him because direction, where are you going? You need to have that. I need to move. I don't want to abuse your drive. What's your driving force? Guys, remember story I was at Chitanga would say, if there's nothing else pushing you on a sense of agency. But also like soccer, let me give you an illustration in soccer. There's a match which was played between Cote d'Ivoire and Zambia. I mean, remember that. Paga winner Zambia, is it AFCON? Who was where? Gambia. What was it? Was it Gabon? No, Gabon. There's a story which is told that before the match was played, just a few kilometers from the stadium, that's the spot where the entire team perished in a plane crash. And the coach took the team to that exact spot. He says, guys, tonight you're going to be playing a very important match. We want to honor the people who perished here. And they told the story. And you know, as he was talking to them, he was pushing and driving something on the inside of them. And you know what happened? Zambia won. And you know what happened? I don't remember them winning again.
They never want to
They never. What's driving you? You need a driving force. I walked to school every day. Set a goal. I told people, I would never fail. For about 10 kilometers every day on school. And that became my drive. My mother was a vendor. I went to school because of a vendor. She used to sell bananas. I respect vendors a lot. Say anything you want about them. But I'm a result of a vendor. I remember seeing a veranda in my shops, and one day I'm going to buy that shop. That still remains my goal because I'm teachers, vendors. Do I shop here? But that's my goal. I'm going to buy it. And I told my mother, Mama, she will not be a vendor all of life. It's my drive. She wants to be a vendor all your life. Thank God she's not a vendor anymore. Challenge her last year, Mama, I'm going to get a license. Grade 7 graduate. And now my results. What's on our unit? So, Mama, license are not passing out to my friend. License are not passing out to my grade 7. Stop signs are not stop. Give way means there is a left, right, being done. Which car goes first? You. So she went, she wrote, she passed. The pass and Mama next. Lessons. She passed out of her field. She passed out normal. Clash, clash. What's yes, gear. One, you know some gadget. You know some. When we tell them road, you know some gadget. So you know what? After lessons, we sent her. For no rest. No, we had to go now for no job shops or not. I do my drum. So what was confusing was. What's happening? Hey, Gary. So what's next? That's my young brother. You did well. I was supposed to speak in Bindura. I drove straight to Veti. And I'm Pindira. And my mother on my it's fine, don't worry. But my mother next, how old are you? But I'm 65. And Mama, how old are you? My mother. Then she was 49. But Mama, do you know by government standards, it means it was 16 years to wait.
Okay.
A baby. If a 65-year-old can be in a queue to drive, what more a 49-year-old? Go back. She did. So I was speaking in Bindura. The call came midway. And a license. Now she drives. Not only that, I bought a car. She's got her own car. So I got another one. So no, so they say I bought a car. She's driving her own car right now. It's something driving me. Last year on my birthday, Mama, the organized a holiday. I want you to go with your sister, my guru. So I organized 3 nights, Victoria Falls. Mama, all your life I'm saying, I want you this time to fly. Bought 2 main tickets, went, swiped cash, and did my accounts, look at the cash. Yeah. She went. Sent me a very interesting message. I'm going to go. So she arrived, my photos were taken, wow. Then yes, Mama, are we going for a boat cruise? I've been dying, man. I was my shasha on phone and for a boat cruise. And she said something very interesting. She says, Manango, I never knew I was going to be able to do this. But what enabled me to do that was the drive. I want your life to be better. So when I wake, I have to wake really hard. I need to make it proud. So interestingly, my secretary is wedding in the States. So my visa ends and up to the American Embassy. And the moment I don't go no good, I do to grant it. You know what? On Wednesday,
Wow.
She got a visa. She's coming on Monday. So Mama, you're going. Ticket 1.8. I'll pay for you. Drive. Something has to push you.
Yeah.
Something has to make you unsettled. You need that goal.
Yeah.
I have to do this. I have to do this. That drive, you know, to MARARA, aurari. That drive on Marapa, you know very well this is temporal. I'm going to go an extra mile. Drive is not that's sacrifice. I'm going to do it. And when you're driven from the inside, no one will stop you from the outside. That's the very and most important form of drive. Guys, let me finish with point number 5. It was a bit some other time. That's how I need 2 keys. Principle number 5 is determination. I want you to realize the world can be very discouraging. And the people who discourage you are not strangers, the people who are close to you. The people who are usually at the forefront of discouraging you are the people who have seen you. And people who lack vision, they think what's not known is impossible. It's because they haven't seen what you saw. That's the power of visionaries. That's why they change the world. They see what everyone is not seeing. And this is the reason why when Walt Disney was working, someone fired him, said you lack creativity, because they didn't see what the young man was seeing. And when the guy said we're going to start Disneyland, they couldn't believe him because they didn't see what he was seeing. And he said a statement, Walt, on Disney, says, it all started with a mouse, Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse was Disney's pet. One day, he started drawing Kapet Kake, and that became the birth of Mickey Mouse. What do you do with your frustration? Frustration can be a very motivating force. You get to a point where enough is enough. But 400, 300, you're happy. No, enough is enough. Something has to give in. Something has to change. When you realize, when you get to the frustration point, that's when you realize I can't tolerate, no offense, this is nonsense anymore. I need to do something with my life. I'm not saying resign, do something with your life. You see, the bulk of my great businesses were started out of frustration. Someone was not happy. One of the biggest time companies in the world was started out of frustration. Why? Because motor vehicles they were made of steel. Until one guy says, no, why don't we use pneumatic tires? And someone says, no. And a guy called Boyd Jeremy Dunlop decided to step out and start manufacturing pneumatic tires. And those who didn't know, that became the birth of Dunlop tires in America. One of the biggest companies in the world right now. What are you doing with your frustration? What are you doing with your anger? I've heard problems about we're angry at politicians. Be angry at yourself. Be angry at yourself. Why are you not doing something with you? Anyway, what are you changing by tweeting? What are you changing by using WhatsApp? Be determined to change your life. Be determined to change the direction of your life. I've refused, and this I'll repeat, I've refused to believe there is someone who has got control over my finances. No one should ever limit how much I earn. No one should ever have a say over how much I can make. No one should ever have control over how much I can make. And no one should ever have control over your bank balance. The story is told about a guy called Thomas Edison. I'm going to close with this. Thomas Edison, for those who don't know, is the guy who ensured that we're having this meeting tonight in light. It's the guy who created the camera as well. With the electric bulb, it is believed that he put in 10,000 attempts. And people thought he was mad. In other words, if you're very normal, usually you're not producing anything. Normal people don't make history. It's only abnormal people who do. So they say, he said something, that you failed 10,000 times. What's your response? He says, no, I didn't fail 10,000 times. 10,000 times I successfully eliminated formulas that did not work. 10,000 times I learned something new. That's the determination that we need to have, not giving up. That's what will help you. Guys, thank you so much for being patient with me. May God bless you.
Wow, I think we can do better. Let's appreciate this. The art of taking money away from people without them complaining. Wow. Useful nuggets. Useful nuggets. As I was moving in the spirit this morning, I saw you shifting, guys. Please confirm you have shifted. Advocate Marara, tell us when you are going to come to finish the 2 keys. The people are waiting. Please tell them today. I can assure you, keep attending Empowerment Business Summit, Business Services. You'll certainly be back. All right, with me is merchandise from a great man, Advocate Arthur Marara. We've got books that he has authored that I think are wrongly priced. I've got this book, Keys to Financial Freedom. $5. How many think that's the correct price for this book? I don't think that's the correct price. Keys to Effective Time Management, Managing Time for Greatness. $10 only. Personal Development Toolkit, only $10. Make sure you see us after dispersion. I think it will be good that we give Advocate Marara possibly 5 more minutes to entertain your questions. I'm not sure if there's a roving mic. Anyone with questions? Oh, yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. Anyone with questions, kindly indicate by showing your hand, and the mic will come straight to you. I'm seeing lots of questions. Maybe don't you have the drive to ask questions or the determination to ask questions. If they're not questions, confessions. You can't fail to ask questions and then you don't have a confession. Thank you. Mr. Muzrizwa, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Advocate. You know, you have challenged me a lot. You mentioned some things which are very, very crucial. There are some decisions that I was about to take now, but I did not yet make the step. But what you have said to me today, I'm sure in 2-3 months' time, we should meet and discuss.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Another one? Yes, thank you.
Advocate, thank you very much for the presentation that you made. I just want to talk about something. The role of young people and parents in terms of direction. Whereby, what's the best way? At times, you have your parent, they have desires for you, they want you to reach out in a certain direction, they're like encouraging you, go along this path, do this according to this way. For example, go along the line of be a doctor, do medicine, be an accountant. That's like the one route to success. But then you have your own different passion. And at times, it seems as if when you're trying to go to that side, it's as if you're disrespecting your parents' side. What's like the best way to help yourself go to the direction that you want, but at the same time not necessarily seem as if you're disrespecting your parents?
Thank you. One of the things which would actually work is to also have the parents in the house. You see, I believe could see anything pays, personally. But there's a lady called Dana Gurira. I don't know Dana Gurira. She's doing phenomenally well. So this is what I believe. If it doesn't pay in Zimbabwe, go where it pays. It depends on what we can. Everything. So I personally believe it's very important for, and I'm speaking to every parent in this house, do not impose your dreams on your child. You see, no offense to the teaching profession, but teaching, I want to be a lawyer. I thank God I followed this calling. I've now reached many more people, but I've written books which allow me to teach. I've done 7 books, all in all 14 books. I've done an additional 6 more books. I'm pushing them in the new curriculum. So, well, the problem, I'll offer you free time, you're hungry. And now free time, I'm happy to sit with your parents and talk to them. And I'm also happy to hear what is it that you want to do. Because there are, I don't know if I should say this, there are 2 ways to die quickly. Do you want to know them? Yeah. Number 1, marry the wrong person. Number 2, choose the wrong career. Yeah. Really? Because you know, stress are down and you go. Because you see, do you know why they struggle when they go to work? Because they have no passion, no life, no nothing. If you're just doing something for the sake of money, I don't know, should I tell you this? You want me to tell you this?
Yes.
Do you know, if you're doing something just for the sake of money, that's prostitution. Yeah. So find what you're passionate about. Trust me, when I told Mama Kuta I want to write my books, she didn't believe it. I was where one day in Brumang, or I was Zara, so I was looking for back. That's just the answer. I'm going to go But now imagine how I've managed to say Mama go Victoria Falls and so forth, get all this money. Now she believes in it. Yeah. Now she wants a couple of $1,000 in digital printing, she actually gives me, because now she sees good border. So you need also to understand your parents, and sometimes they don't necessarily see what you're saying, but sometimes engage someone to help you sell your case. So that's understanding. Read the story of a guy called Christian Barnett. I'm going to read about Christian Barnett, the first guy to conduct a heart surgery. South Africa. I was confess one day on room celebrating, guys, I don't like this. I wanted to be a musician. No, the heart surgeon, very successful one. Because you can lie, but you can only lie so much. But otherwise, you can't lie about what really makes you happy. Anyway, this is the reason why I want to roll. I think so now, Peter. Anyway, I would say formula put that very quickly. So I'll be very happy to sit down with your parents and help sell your story and also get to hear where you're coming from.
Thank you so much, Advocate. This was quite insightful, and I have followed you throughout this whole, and every time, but no one time you interact and I get inspired. I wanted to ask about direction. Let's say in Indian vision and deny, but my vision yangu, I've got people that I emulate or role models that I say if I get a teaching or direction from this person, let's say, how can I say this? An influential person. I met maybe Dr. Shingum. I know he's a successful businessman. I just happened to meet him. How do I speak to him in a way that a contact to him? I can be able to then have a relationship, a business relationship now, with me just meeting him just like that. I don't know if I phrased my question.
No, I get you. I think it's on building relationships. Building relationships is not an event, it's a process.
Yeah.
Like now, I don't know some of you, but it's very possible to turn from one to build a relationship. So number one, it's how you approach a person. Next thing I'll come to 10,000 last week. So you see now, as you're building the relationships, it's on the diplomacy and mastering the networking side of it. So I emulate the work that you're doing. It will be a great honor learning from you. I know you're very busy, but can I at least be able to accompany you while we'll be speaking, which is also one of the smartest ways, meaning you actually get to learn from him, speaking to others, but he's also speaking to you. Secondly, can I kindly request, if it's okay, to get your number, then check out our abuse contact. You send that one message na basa, you send them jokes, aiwa. When we interact, you can get a list to see which so you see, on our wonder now, on to go back contact, but actually, which explains now you need to identify the areas that you want to learn from him. And essentially, it's establishing a mentor-mentee relationship. And some of the people you want to learn from, they've actually written more books. Buy the books. Learn. The bulk of the things are actually documented. Yeah? So learn from them and realize with my relationships, they take time to build until they become solid relationships. So it's a process, but it's actually doable. I'm here today because of a relationship. But I'm sitting there, two men there, all together have invoice. They call me to Garapas. You see? But you see, a relationship opens doors. It has opened doors. If he invites me to speak, trust me, I can't even say to people, I can't. We have a relationship. If he invites me, which has happened, I can't even say to that man, put on that now, I'm not to invoice. No, not German, whether or not I'm going. You see, my relationships? Yes. It works. So let's invest in my open relationships and to identify those people who actually help us get to the goals that we want.
Thank you. Let's make that one the last one.
No.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I think 5 things Jamataura is gold. In I think 10 years ago, I was a farmer in the rural areas. You can discern me I was a combi driver through those simple teachings. My books I think they patrol manipulation. Especially personal toolkit. We have a relationship. I can't keep up and I can't book you, the shoes are a so. Take a book, I may put to row my mind. I can teach what
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I think the greatest gift that we can ever give to Advocate Arthur Marara is a testimony like what my brother is given. Surely after all these nuggets, it will be injustice to sit and do nothing and rot. I assure you a testimony. If I forget everything else that you said, I won't forget one thing, that I must not die quickly. So I will be there. All right, at this point, help me welcome the visionary of this concept, the visionary of this transformation, my bishop, Pastor Bora to say some words to us. Thank you so much. Wow, people of God, help me appreciate the gift that we have in this. Can we just put our hands together one more time and celebrate Mr. Thank you so much, Mr. Marara. You have just provoked something in me. I always say this to my church, that I'm going to be moneyed like as never before. That is not getting money from the people, but making money in a way that I feel God has blessed me with. Amen and amen. Thank you so very much, Mr. Marara, for coming to this Empowerment Hub. We really appreciate the gift in you. I pray that God will continue to bless you. The more, may I also thank God for Mr. Machimbira. Can we just put our hands together? God bless you. I'm just here to release a word of blessing upon all of you. I believe that God is going to do great things through us. I also feel that the time has come and the hour is now for us to rise to those places that we have never been before. That time and I actually declared as I was meditating upon the presentation, ku generation ichatera after inini kubva pandiri vichenda kumashure hakuna vachanamatira kuti chinhu chinonzi nhamo chibve nekuti ndienda chibvisa inini. So I think as we get to a close down, there is this product Ripano. Allow me to acknowledge Pastor Mapisa. There is Pastor Mapisa is working with this project. It's a funeral services group underwritten by Zimnat. Varipo tudakutitizo waona kana patinongopedza. It's good Panama branches aripo, product branch aripo, at one day we can get it. He explained to me some few days ago in Kashufarira. So please make sure before you leave you get a brochure. We as a carry, let's just get into a time of networking even as we close. Allow me to release a word of blessing before we leave. Shall we all rise?